Today's video idea is from Sheriff Mauser in my YouTube comments. So thank you for the video idea. Anyways, I thought I'd make a video about my medications and how I use my medication to treat depression, because that seems like a good topic. So I thought I'd talk about that right now. So I first started taking medication like 4 years ago, sometime in 2021, because that was right after I was really depressed after I got sent to a foster home. I was like 15 at the time, so I wasn't an adult, and shit happened that caused me and my brother to go into a foster home, and that fucking sucked. That was one of the worst periods of my life. And when I finally got to return back to my home, I just felt depressed. Like, after all that happened, I'm finally home, and I just feel sad that, like, I'm still like processing what happened. Like, oh, I was in a foster home for this long, and I was really sad about that. I found myself unable to enjoy life anymore because of the foster home stuff that happened. So I started taking medication. I think it was Prozac first. I don't remember, but I think I first started taking Prozac in like maybe spring 2021, or like probably like the end of spring or something like that. And I felt like it didn't help at all. I kept trying new meds for years and years until I went to a psych ward for the second time. So in between, when I first started taking meds and now, I've been to the psych ward a total number of 2 times. And in late 2023, when I went to the psych ward, they prescribed me meds that actually work. This time, it wasn't just one pill that I'm taking like once a day. It was actually like a whole bunch of pills. And I don't want to sound like I'm addicted to antidepressants or something like that, but I feel like these meds have come a long way. I already talked about the negative side effects of my meds, so I'm gonna link that in the end card at the end of the video. So I thought I would talk about the positive effects. So when I first started taking these meds, I was in the absolute worst state of mind possible, and the worst state in life ever. Like, for me at least. Like, I was homeless, and I just got off doing hard drugs, and I was in a terrible mental state. In fact, my worst mental state I've ever been in. And as things got better, I genuinely started to feel better, and that was probably because of the meds. Because like I said, when I was in the foster home, that was shitty, obviously. But after I got out, I didn't feel any better. Like, I was home, I was safe, and stuff like that. And I didn't feel better. Once I stopped being homeless, let's fast forward to like a year later, I felt 100 times better than I did when I first moved in with my aunt. One of the main reasons that I take my meds these days is just to have some restraint, like restraint in the things I say, the things I do. I actually feel like a normal human and not this evil guy that I was off the meds. And while I can't say I feel all too great about myself or about life or about everything every single day, while every day kind of fucking sucks for me, I feel like I'm actually stable now. And once again, I feel like that's thanks to the meds. So while I was off my meds, like 2 years ago, I've done a lot of bad things. But since then, like when I first started taking these meds, all the way back in late 2023, I feel like I was actually able to right all of my wrongs. And while I do deal with self-hatred like once in a while, I can say that I feel like I'm a genuinely good person. I'm not perfect. I really am not perfect. I'm not the best human to ever exist, but I feel like like deep down, I'm a good person. I've done a lot of bad in my life, whether it's doing drugs or getting into fights, but now I'm deep down, I'm not the same insane person that I once was all those years ago. And I feel like thanks to the medication, I've become stable and I was able to right my wrongs, like I've been saying. My depression may make me feel like everything is shit, like it makes me feel like shit. Like that's what my depression does, and I just gotta say, my depression compared to this year, compared to when I was homeless, dude, it's night and day. Like, even if, like, right now I'm still depressed, I feel completely different. I feel like a new person. And if you're looking into taking your medications or you're taking your meds, just know that progress with your mental health, it definitely takes some time. You probably won't realize you feel better until a year later, like me. I feel like my meds are helping me become the person I want to be, but my lack of energy is sort of, preventing that. I may not have a car, I may not have a job or an education, but at least I feel like I'm a good person. I don't do bad things, I don't do drugs, not anymore. At least I've been sober for nearly 2 years now, from hard drugs at least, and I feel like I'm in a better place than I was when, like, mentally, compared to when I was homeless, for example. And since progress is slow, so maybe in a year from now I'll feel even better than I do right now. Like, I'm not in the perfect mood right now or like anything like that, but I feel like while time passes, I'll feel better. So I have a lot to owe to my medication. If I was making these YouTube videos when I was homeless, dude, it'd be the most schizophrenic, like, fucking shit ever made. And my meds helped me move on from that. So what do you get out of medication exactly? Stability. That's all I wanted to say. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a soprano day.